There's been a lot of disinformation in the media, and I think some things need to be corrected. Nothing comes before safe production. I don't think there's any company in the world that operates by putting profits or production ahead of safety. We have never, and we will never prioritize profit before our people. The recent spate of fatalities is not consistent with our historic performance. More than half of the fatalities were due to two major incidents. Investigations are ongoing. We do not have any outcomes yet from the DMR. I think it's also safe to say we have no surprises. As we've explained the accidents, that's exactly what we have found. Importantly, Beatrix operations have achieved 2.5 million fatality-free shifts, and they've been fatality-free since May 2017. That's an incredible achievement. So, if you sit there thinking that the entire organization has a serious safety culture issue, well, I think Beatrix suggests that it doesn't. Compared to our gold peers in the deep-level gold mining industry, well, certainly on fatalities, we don't rank well. But if you look at the graph, we have been one of the better performers from a fatal injury frequency rate point of view. If you look at the serious injury frequency rates and the lost time injury frequency rates, you can see that we are outperforming some of our peers. So it's very disappointing to us that we've had these fatalities. In the PGM sector, I'm pleased to say that our PGM operations have done much better. In fact, the entire platinum industry is actually doing very well. They've demonstrated very good improvements year on year. And again, in the serious injury frequency rate and lost time injury frequency rate, we still are leading the sector, and again, I think that just underpins what I've said, that we're not inherently an unsafe company. That doesn't mean that we are not intensifying our focus on safety, and it starts with our values. All our decisions we make in our company are based on our values, which I've already explained. And through that, through engaged leadership, we have been able to define our safety interventions into essentially 3 buckets. One is fit-for-purpose systems, that's safety systems and so on. An enabled environment, and then empowered people. And I would just like, at a high level, just to explain what that means. So, an enabled operational environment means your equipment, your layout, your environmental conditions are conducive to safe, productive rock breaking. That's where it starts. If you get that wrong, you're already on your back foot. In addition to that, through our Digimine investments, we are investing in future safe technology, and we've made significant contributions to Wits University to progress safe technology. An empowered and competent workforce. We are driving our values and culture, making sure that they're instilled right from the top of the organization to the bottom. We're reviewing our training procedures, making them more interactive, and more importantly, right now, in the short term, making sure that employees know their right to withdraw. We rely on that so that accidents don't happen. The flip side of that is making sure that supervisors actually support and are constructive in allowing an employee to withdraw, and not intimidating employees in this case. So that's received a lot of attention. We've had intensive safety days. At each shaft, we have ongoing interventions in the crush, where people go to work, managers are meeting with them. We've actually reinforced with shift bosses what their statutory duties are, and focused them on safety. And then, of course, there's the world-class safe production systems, and those are your ISO systems and your safety systems. We believe we have best practice systems. Clearly, there's always room for improvement, and we will be certifying our safety systems in due course. We support the Mineral Council initiatives. We're part of the Mineral Council. We ascribe to the ICMM principles, and we are in the process of putting a global safe production advisory board together. For the industry to break through the barrier of where we are in fatalities at the moment cannot be done by the management of the companies alone. It requires collaboration of all stakeholders. We've managed to have 2 safety summits with the leadership of the predominant unions in the mining sector, together with the DMR and of course senior management of Sibanye-Stillwater. And there has been a safety pledge signed. Together with all the stakeholders, we are driving the same set of initiatives that I've shown you that fit into a very structured approach. So it's ensuring continuous safety of workplaces, compliance, the right of employees to withdraw from unsafe workplaces, and you can imagine that unions or organized labor have a big impact on convincing employees that they have that right and they must exercise that right. And of course, if there is any intimidation, we've opened up anonymous reporting structures so that we can deal with that intimidation if it exists. We have a tree that we use to explain what we mean by superior value for all stakeholders in terms of our vision. And the roots of the tree are our values. The trunk of the tree is our people. They give it strength and direction. And then, of course, there's no tree unless you have safe cost, volume, and grade. Assuming you have safe production, the tree develops a canopy, and in that canopy are your stakeholders, those related to the environment, shareholders, communities, employees, the company itself, and the mining industry. And if you get it all right, that tree bears fruit, and the fruit is, from an environmental perspective, clean water, air, and land, shareholders, total returns, community upliftment, employees, better lives, the company becoming more sustainable, creating value, and of course for the mining industry, and especially in South Africa, contributing extensively to the economy. I intend at every results presentation to take 1 or 2 of these and show you how we are caring about that specific stakeholder. We employ 66,000 people. With Lonmin, that's going to go up to almost 90,000 people, initially probably even higher. And when you include the multiplier effect, that means we're responsible for 2% of South Africa's population. That is a very significant commitment and a very significant responsibility. In terms of some of our initiatives, again, these are not new, they've been ongoing, but our Care for Imali program, which is really about indebtedness, which we know was a significant cause of Marikana. We have put over 60,000 employees through that training program, and that includes community members. We have reduced garnishee orders, which were illegal or overcharged, by 1.4 million. In terms of affordable home ownership to employees, we've transferred 538 houses, and we've built 36 more. Our biggest constraint here is getting financing for our employees, and we really need financial institutions to come on board. We have the ability to deliver houses. They need to assist us in terms of the ownership. In terms of employee training and development, in the South African region, we've spent over 532 million. In the US region, $1.3 million. These are on bursaries and other initiatives. In terms of healthcare, we have changed our healthcare model back in 2013, 2014. We have introduced what we call proactive healthcare through our primary healthcare clinics. This has resulted in early detection of TB. Any person that comes into that clinic gets assessed for TB, and instead of addressing TB when it's well advanced and many other people have been infected, we pick it up very early. And we're also very pleased to report that people or employees on HIV treatment, we've got a very high retainment, approaching 99%. So that leads to healthy employees under the circumstances, and of course more productive employees. In terms of value to communities, and I've got a couple of pictures there which you can refer to, but I really want to go to the numbers. If you look at what we've done, in terms of small scale farming, we've spent 9.2 million rand on a livestock development project. In terms of education projects, 18.7 million. We've contributed 49 million to the University of Johannesburg and the University of Witwatersrand, and we'll continue to do that. 12 million has been spent on early childhood development and brick manufacturing in the northwest. So those are very significant contributions. I did want to read a tweet that Gwedi Mantashe put out a day or two ago, and I think it's so true. South African mining has a bad name because we are very loud about negative and very quiet about positive. When you do good, you will not make it onto the news. We must begin to talk positively about our industry. It's a good industry, it makes things happen, and it contributes to the economy. Compliments of Gwedi Mantashe.